Hello everyone, this is the video of Legal Studies, class 12, unit 2nd, and the topic is tort law. Okay, so in this video we will be discussing about the meaning of tort in Indian context, of course, and salient features of the tort, and then we will be discussing the differences between tort law and the contract law, as both the laws sound similar. So, we will discuss the major differences between these two laws. Okay. So, let us start with the meaning of tort. What does tort mean? Basically, tort means civil wrong as defined here. Tort law is essentially a civil wrong or wrongful act of one either intentional, now pay attention. It could be either intentional, it could be either accidental, or it could be a negligent act. So, whatever it is tort, okay, that results in the injury or harm to another. So, if your intentional act, accidental act, or negligent act affecting other, harming other, then it is tort. Okay. However, the tort is derived from Latin term tortum, and meaning is twisted or crooked act. Now, let us check out the salient features of the tort law. Tort is civil wrong, so it falls under the category of civil law. Obviously, it is not the criminal law, keep in mind. Tort could be either intentional, accidental, or negligent. We have discussed that just now. Tort law is uncodified law. Now you should know that, and you have to memorize the fact that tort law, like other law as Indian Penal Code, as Civil Procedure Code, okay, it is not codified, it is uncodified law. There must always be a violation of some duty owed to plaintiff, and generally such a duty must arise by operation of law and not by mere agreement of the parties. So here, if your right is violated, that is because of the operation of law, not because of an agreement. Now you need to pay attention here. By operation of law, what does it mean? That as you have the fundamental right, remember article 19, you have freedom of speech, you have freedom to move around, you have freedom to make association, you have freedom to roam around, to do the business. So all these things you have the freedom. So it is by operation of law, these freedoms you have by operation of law. So if someone, any person violating that, then that is tort law. But if you have certain rights, that is because of some agreement, then that is not the tort, that is contract. Okay, and we will discuss that in detail while differentiating between the contract law and tort law. Now the next point is, a legal wrong is committed upon the person or property independent of contract. So keep contract aside and focus on the things that is in general you have, and not because of the contract you have. Okay, so see the example, a direct invasion of some legal right of the individual. Whatever the fundamental rights you have, that is legal rights you have. Okay, so if someone is violating that, as we have discussed, the infraction of some public duty by which a special damage accrues to the individual. So if maybe some officials, some persons supposed to do certain things, like see, on the road there is a big ditch, okay, it's municipality's duty to check out that, to fix that, but municipality didn't do that, and someday you fallen into that accidentally. So you can claim to municipality for the damages, for the loss, for the injury that you suffered because of that. So that is infraction of some public duty by which a special damages accrues to the individual. The last one is the violation of some private obligation by which like damage accrues to the individual. So because of it is, first one is that is violation of the public duty, and this is the violation of the private obligation. Okay, so 1 to 1, and that is the duty, and that is your right basically given in a general, not because of the contract. Keep in mind. Okay, now let's check out the differences between tort law and contract law. Okay, it will resolve your all the confusions between tort law and the contract law. Though the breach of contract and tort both appear similar and at many places even overlap each other, but they are different from each other. So starting with the first point, that is based on violation of right. Under the tort law, violation of right is in rem, which means in the thing itself. In fact, the right given to an individual either personally or as a member of the community is available against the society at large. What does it mean that? Specifically focus on in rem, which means in the things itself. See, again come back to the same example, that is your fundamental rights. It is something like in rem, general. So anyone, any person, if violating your right, he or she is responsible for that. The damages you suffered because of violation of your fundamental rights. It is in rem. Okay, so it is claimed against the society at large. So any person, it's not some specific person, rather any person. Wherever you are, wherever you go, wherever you stay, and whomever just violates your right at whatever the situation is and whatever the place is, whatever the time is, whomever the person is, doesn't matter. Okay, if your right is violated and that is not justified, means that is unlawful. If it is justified, then of course not. Now on the other hand, under the contract law, violation of right which is similar to breach of contract is an infringement of a right in person. Pay attention. Which means available only between the contracting parties and essentially not against the society at large. So here in contract, if your right is being violated, so only the other party held responsible, who is the part of that agreement, not any person. So this is the first difference, that is based on the violation of the right. The second one is based on duty. Under the tort law, it is every individual's duty to take care of others' right in a general. Remember, by the time we are discussing about the fundamental rights, but at the same time we have also the fundamental duties to respect others' right. So that is based on duty. So on the other hand, under the contract law, duty or obligation is a specific and conditional, which is fundamentally the result of contractual agreement. So under such a specific duty, each party owes duty only to other contracting party. Okay, so it's not like that such duty you owe to any person, not at all, rather the person with whom you made an agreement. That's it. So the second is based on duty. Third one is based on remedy. What are the remedies available under the tort and what are the remedies available under the contract? In tort law, the remedy for the aggrieved parties is largely damages and some cases injunction, etc. Okay, you understood this point because you know what is meaning of damages. So if you lost or injured, then you have the right to claim the damages. Secondly, or basically on the other hand, in contract law, the remedy is a specific performance of the contract or some other appropriate remedy depending upon the terms and conditions of the contract. So if it is something like decided in advance while making the agreement itself, so whatever the things decided, based on that, damages will be fulfilled or given or claimed. Fourthly, based on the liability. In tort law, the liability is fixed by the law. So see, if someone violated your fundamental rights, say restrained you not to move from Hyderabad to Delhi, in that condition, if that person, whether it is government official or any private person, if he doesn't justify your restraint, your detention, then he is liable for the damages. And since there is as such no fixed or difficult to calculate in this case, so damages is calculated by the law, okay, not by the parties. So it may be the court who decides how much damages you will be paid, okay. But in the contract law, the liabilities is fixed by the parties themselves, okay. So there it is law, here parties themselves. Lastly, based on damages, in tort law, damages are always unliquidated damages, as it cannot be actual, as we have discussed in the previous point itself, that it is not fixed. You don't know how much actually you lost, if it is mental suffering, physical suffering. So there are certain aspects that is difficult to calculate. So that is lump sum amount, or that decided by the law. So it is unliquidated. On the other hand, under the contract law, the damages is liquidated, because that is already decided while making the agreement. So that is liquidated based on the loss because of breach of contract. And even not it is decided while making the agreement, then it can be calculated, as we have discussed while discussing the topic, that is breach of contract, that is discharge of contract by breach of contract, okay. So likewise, these are the major differences between tort law and contract law. And for this video, this is all. So likewise, we have discussed about the meaning of tort law, the essential feature of the tort law, and major differences between tort law and contract law. I believe you must understood all these points. If didn't, then watch it again and again, okay, and see you in next video.